Hello all, myself Spluva More. In this video we are going to discuss GIS architecture and its functionality, as well as we will see what are the important questions related with this topic. So our first topic is GIS. GIS stands for Geographical Information System. Here we can ask three questions. First, what is GIS and what are the stages of GIS? Second, either they can ask for data capture and preparation, data management, data manipulation, or data presentation. It means either they can ask all the four stages, or they can say like that, define any two stages of GIS. Okay. So we will see each of these stages in the further slides. So next topic is data requirement. While starting any project, we need to understand the requirement of data. In what form it is required. We can collect the data either by doing survey or by using net, etc. There are national mapping agencies which collect and store the data, especially GIS data related with soil, forest, water, building, survey, etc. Next important topic is GIS architecture and functionality. This is the one of the most important question, because through a diagram you have to explain its architecture as well as its functionality. Here we have all the four stages of GIS. First is data capture and preparation. Second, data storage and maintenance. Third step is manipulation analysis, and fourth step is data presentation. In the first step, we need to collect the data. Once we have collected the data, we need to store the data in DBMS. After this, we can proceed in two ways. Either we can directly present the collected data without doing any manipulation analysis, and sometimes it is needed to do manipulation analysis. In that case, we need to first perform the third step, and after performing the third step, we need to proceed forward to data presentation. This can be very much clear if I give you an example. For just imagine I want to calculate the forest area by counting the number of trees. So first I perform the data capture and preparation step, then store the data in the DBMS. Now I have two options. If I need only the count of the tree, then I'll directly present the data by presenting the count of the tree. Suppose otherwise, if I need the data in category, for example, I need the count of the apple tree. How many trees are, how many mango trees are there, how many apple trees are there. In that case, we need to perform manipulation analysis, and then our data is ready for presentation. Special data infrastructure. This is one of the most important topic. They usually ask like this: write a short note on SDI. And in that case, you need to know what is the full form of SDI. So remember, SDI stands for Special Data Infrastructure. Now, what does it mean? Actually, many organizations share their data. Like, suppose if I've collected one data, it might be chances that in after 1 or 2 years, some other needs my data. In that case, we have to take care of certain important things like about the security, copyright, and pricing of the data. So SDI deals with all these issues. It SDI design and design, and we can say that SDI take care of the design and maintenance of the special data infrastructure. We know that SDI deals with the design and the maintenance of the data, so they have set some standard which must be followed by every organization which share their data. Standard is nothing but an agreement between the organization on how to share the geographic information system. There are different from organization which involves in the sharing of the GIS data, but the most prominent are ISO and OGC. ISO stand for International Organization Standardization, and OGC is Open Geospatial Consortium. Now we see the different stages of spatial data handling. Now we know that the first step of GIS is data capture and preparation. So we need to capture the data. We can directly capture the data directly from the environment or from the other source. Like We can capture the data either in primary source, either from the primary source or from the secondary source. So there are multiple options by which we can do this. We can either do survey, either do photography, remote sensing, digitizing process, anything. Means from however means we are collecting data that comes under data capture and preparation category. Here we have mentioned some method and the devices used for data capture and preparation. For manual digitizing, we have keyboard, tablet, monitor option. For automatic digitizing, we have scanners. Similarly, for other option, we have CD-ROM, lines, volume software, etc. Now, this is important to draw this diagram along with the previous question, that is data capture and preparation. Data conversion. This is the small steps which comes between the data capture and before storing the data in the database. Sometimes it is required to convert the data in the required format. For example, if my software upload only the PDF format and I have text format, so I need to convert the text format into PDF format for storing the data in the device. So in certain cases we need to convert the data according to the requirement. So next step is special data storage and maintenance. Here we are dealing with the data storage of special data, that is geographical data. While storing this special data, we need to store its value along with all its attributes. For example, if we are storing the forest data, then we must have attribute like area of the forest, type of the forest, number of trees in the forest. Why we are doing this? Because we are storing GIS. We are storing GIS data into our database. So we are representing real world. So for representing real world, we need to maintain the relationship so that it can directly reflect the actual phenomena of real world. We very well know what is vector data and what is raster data. Vector data usually use a boundary to separate two objects, but raster data divides the complete area into equal parts. This equal part is called cell. If it is in 2D, then we call pixel. If the cells are in 3D, then we call voxel. This is the only difference between pixel and voxel, the dimension. If it is 2 dimension, then it is pixel, and if the regularly spaced cell is in 3 dimension, then it is called voxel. We already know what is the difference between raster and vector. Here we have listed some of the advantages and some of the disadvantages of raster and vector representation. This is the again one of the most important question. They usually ask what is the difference between raster and vector, or they can ask define raster representation and vector representation. We know that GIS data is dynamic data. It changes in every fraction of second. So suppose if you have collected data today, it will change tomorrow. So we need to maintain it, we need to update it, because what we have collected today, it definitely change its value after 1 year, after 2 year, or even after one day. So we need to maintain this updated data in the databases. Next is special query analysis. For this we have SDSS. SDSS is a special decision support system. It is a category of information system composed of database, GIS software model and knowledge engine, which allow user to deal specifically with the location problem. It means we can fire our own query, and on the basis of that query output we can do analysis also. This can be done only through SDSS.